Alright, well, welcome, and I hope the video is showing because my screen is just black. So I don't know, I'm trying to catch it on the live up here, see if it's actually broadcasting or not, but you know, technology. It is what it is, right? Alright, so at least it has me up in the corner. Alright. Let's reduce this screen size down. So even my chat bot is saying that I guess it doesn't want to connect right now. It's like one thing after another. Alright, let's so let me get the Marlin stuff opened real quick. Oh boy. So basically, I'm trying to convert all of my early Marlin 2.0 files that were released a couple months ago to the one that Scott just basically committed right about Murph time. So it's like going on 6 days now. That had the ability for the new games as well. That's the only way I can. Not that I want the games, but that's the only real way I can define like when. So that one that he came out with has the included games in it. So I'm trying to get all of my configuration files converted to the newest format so that they're, you know, using the newest download. And I'm already running into a few little issues, so I figure we'll go over it a little bit more in detail, and maybe y'all can help me figure out where I'm missing something that's making it give me an error. Let me get this thing started. Sorry, taking just a second to get the files up. Alright, here's the configuration. And the other one. Alright, so we've got... No, I don't need that one. I need that one and this one. I'll put it up on the screen here. Alright. Desktop. Yeah, sorry about the big black screen there. Alright, hopefully it should be coming up in a second on the screen. I'm having to watch the live preview as well to see if this is actually going to work. Oh, there we go. Now, all of a sudden, I got my stuff. Okay. Hey, Bubba. Alright. So, as you see, some of the nice compare, I've got my HE3D open, so we'll do that one first. Weirdly enough, the default configuration has the wrong date in it up here at the top. It says 2016. So we probably need to update that. Which review are you talking about? Oh, my really late Alien 3D box. I kept I was gonna upload it before Murph, and I completely forgot about loading it. Sorry, I'm kind of getting a little distracted here. But yeah, I meant to load it before we even left for Murph, and then all last week I kept going, I know there's something I'm forgetting. And sure enough, that's what it was. Alright, so let's do an example. Delta. We'll get, yes, Bubba. I like the Anycubic like layout of the way that they did things. Let's see if they updated a date on this to get the newest data. Yes, Bubba.
I just wanted to be in the live too.
You wanted to be in the live too? Okay. Well, that's using an old file layout as well. Alright, hold on. We'll do the... No. Let's try a generic one. See what date that has. Wow, they all have a little bit old date. So I don't want to have to like redo the whole what you call it. Let's look at the TiVo. See if it's got, man, all of them are having 2016 dates. That is crazy. I would have thought they would have all had like more up to date than that. What about the, did we check the default? Yeah, we checked the default too. Huh. Alright, well maybe we just need to take a fresh from the bug fix download and just make sure I didn't, with all my playing around, that I didn't like reset. Alright, we will get both of these folders. Can you not lean on me? Thank you.
I just don't know what to do.
You just don't know what to do. With what?
It's like every live you want to let me do anything.
Well, honey, there's not a whole lot for you to do on a live. This is my live stream, not your live stream. Well, I mean, I love you too, but I mean, that's what there's a difference there, buddy. All right, let's see if these are the updated ones. Yep, there we go. There's the 2019. Okay, so I was looking in the wrong folder batch. That could also explain some of the issues maybe I was having. All right, let's go in here to a Delta, generic Delta, see if this one is updated. Yep, there we go. All right, we'll use this. All right, we'll compare them. Okay. You're building Frankenstein's monster of a printer. Ooh, details, please. Yes, and the techie kids are here and present. And by the way, if any of y'all joined in on Murph, the kids thought it was awesome. Had a blast. At least the little ones got at least a half day. They enjoyed Friday night. Not as many people. Saturday was a lot of people, so they didn't really do too great, you know, close to lunch. But the big turd over here lasted the whole day and just thought everything was absolutely awesome. We didn't quite win, you know, some of the contests, but that's fine. You know, that happens.
We got all these stickers.
Yeah, we did fill our sticker board, so now I'm going to have to get another sticker board made up.
I hope not.
Well, I hope so. I hope to keep getting a lot of people's stickers. I mean, this is an awesome community. I love being a part of it. Love hearing all the projects.
And I really love that Murph because I saw that huge printer.
Yeah, that one that was like almost touching the ceiling.
Yeah.
That thing was awesome. See Me CNC sponsored it. I don't know the name of the printer. But man, it was huge.
It's like this size, but super size.
Yeah, it's that one Delta that they did the rocket, the chair, the stool. I think there was like one other thing, and it had like, I want to say, if I counted the weight right, because I only glanced at it, but I think it was like 30 pounds of counterweights on each of the 3 towers. And then like the shop vac to suck in the raw pellets to melt it right there and then start extruding everything. I mean, that was a huge printer. I thought that was awesome.
And even though there was a huge concrete printer.
Yeah. Yeah, the kids like the concrete printer that was over there too. Of course, I remember seeing the guy that did the castles, and his mixture was just fantastic, and everything looked awesome. So I'm not sure what they were trying to do, but yeah, it didn't come out as well, but I mean it worked, and they have one, but I don't. So hey, it's all good on that.
It happens.
Yeah, it sure does.
Well,
Wiley, welcome. Vince, you were at Murph, and I didn't get to see you, or and congratulate you that you got the Alien 3D mothership for March. That's pretty awesome. Figured you would have been sporting the hoodie and get it signed and all that wonderful jazz. You going, Bubba?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You gonna hang out?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It gets to just me and you. We always hang
out. Let's see. Let me catch up on chat now that it's actually working. Not that huge. It's being born from a broken clone of a Rep-Rap Prusa something. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Is there anything I can do?
Not yet. A lot of it's going to be all software, and then we're going to load it in the machines. See. These wires are longer than this one. Standard AA, but the primary is being recycled like 4 or 5 years old.
This is so slow.
Brian, I would venture to say, and I'm still new at this, so I don't know for sure, but that kind of sounds like NEMA 17, but the 84 ounce, I think is how you measure it. Because I think the standard ones on a regular, like, new market A8 are 54 ounce or 56 ounce, something like that, 50 something. And then I think they were saying it's like high 30s to low 40s range, I think is what they were considering the pancake motors. And then what you're describing should be like the ones that are almost like the body is almost like double length. I think those were the 84 ounce, if I remember right. Because I'm still learning some of this stuff, so I could be all wrong as well.
You think you got every sticker on?
Well, these are all the extra stickers that I want to keep just in case, we want to put it on a printer enclosure or anything. So,
I wondered if you can make the big enclosure.
40. Oh, yeah. Hey, Tom. Welcome.
Well,
well, I'm trying to update to the newest Marlin on all of them, trying to get the configurations going, so that way they're more current. And I did notice one thing. So, yeah, you got to forgive some of the HE3D, crossover pieces like this. So, yeah, let's go ahead and at least just copy some of our code over so that we have it ready.
yay!
Alright, so yeah, this is my copy that I've been building. And keep in mind, they did not have an HE3D Marlin like that was usable. I can't find it anywhere. So I built this one based off of Anycubic, so as you can see, it's got it for the 200 or 280. And actually, I want to update that because I don't. Yeah, I think I did it on one of the other ones and I didn't save my copy, but I didn't like that of enable or disable. I wanted it to be a lot like this where you have your 0, 1, 2 options. So we'll just go ahead and write it in there. 0 for the K280. 1 K200. And I'm only doing this because I got the code written a little bit. Oh, you know what? I need to do the opposite there. You're right. Is 1. There we go.
It's a bunch of codes.
Yeah, it is a bunch of codes. Alright, so mine, yes, we got the boot screen. That has a small one so it doesn't get a custom. Yes, so this is Gen L. Oh, and if anybody's got any tips, I did notice something interesting. So the Gen L board, I've got the MKS touchscreen on it, the 3.2. If I have it connected to the board, it will not let me flash. If I disconnect that screen, it'll flash no problem. Hook the screen back in, the screen boots up, and everything is back to normal. It's the weirdest thing.
Seems weird and sounds weird.
Alright, so if HE3D plus is greater than 0, go. Get that lined up. Okay. Yeah, it might be kind of a boring night there, Bubba. Let's see, that was bigger.
Part of my channel, I only did one video.
Uh-huh.
And I did nothing else.
I know, you gotta start recording some more videos, Bubba.
But how? You and
Honey,
Mama are so busy.
I know. You gotta remind us. We'll get it, don't worry. All right.
I'm missing 2 boxes though.
Well, we gotta see what the new Alien 3D box is this month.
April.
Yeah, he's gonna be shipping it out starting Monday, if I remember right.
And I wonder what the July box is. I think it's.
Are you talking, Wiley? You talking about the bug in the flashing itself with that screen? Three, okay. Chamber. Yeah, we don't even have a chamber. Of course, I've also noticed that that screen is the same screen that's on the JG Aurora. Was it A5? That screen doesn't talk to the board the way that the old panel screens would. So like I had originally, because it's got that little foam sensor, I had it where it would pause to let me hook it up before I did anything that would require the probe, and it would beep, but you can't hit anything on the touch screen. There's no response. So it would just sit there, and I have to force reboot the machine just to get it past it. So I had to reflash it and take that off, or hook up one of the old, regular rep wrap screens, and then I could hit the OK button, and then it would move on. It's the weirdest thing. I guess I would have just figured that they would have tuned that a little better. That if you're going to give a screen that's basically only compatible with your board that you're making, so MKS screen with an MKS board, you'd think there'd be a little bit better quality, so it could be a 1-for-1 screen that it's a touch screen, but then you get all the printer responses. But it hasn't been doing that. It's weird.
I know. Weird things happen a lot.
Hey Brian, but with the rotary knob, it works better than the 5 button because once you put Marlin on there, the half the buttons don't even work anymore.
And did you remember that printer that shifted the nozzles?
Huh?
There was 5 different nozzles.
Yeah, that printer was pretty cool. That if you watch Tom's video, I think it was on. Well, somebody did a video on different Core XYs across Murph, and they were showing like all the tool changers. And I think Tom may have done one too, but there was one that the guy did that had 5 nozzles, and they were all connected like a branch, and it would rotate depending on what one it was printed. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. So there was like 5 coolers, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I've got the 5 button here on the E10 so that I can use the BL Touch because of the whole. I already pre-soldered the connection and I thought it was all interconnecting. So I took the ANET rotary, the A6 style one that factory comes with the E10. I'd have to change a pin to make it work. And with Marlin, yeah, the outer 2 buttons don't do anything, but it was kind of a cool case to put on there. It's for the AM8. But I was almost tempted to put the regular Omni firmware back on it, but then I was like, oh, but I did change the bed size and I changed a couple other things, so I can't do that.
I made your little alien like walk the plank.
It's making the little glow-in-the-dark alien from the alien box walk the plank. Alright, let's get that part. Yep, alright. And then, alright, if PID is turned on, then we will all of that. So I don't need any of those. There we go. Yeah, and I kind of based this this firmware originally so that both the 200 and the 280, the 2 models that HE3D did, that all their corrected information would be there. Oh, and if anybody, I can put it in the description or mail it out or whatever you guys want, but I made a custom M600 section so that it'd be a little bit easier to configure. I wonder if this is the most updated one. Nope, it's not. Hold on, let me grab the updated one. Where's my operations? Let me get this out of the way. Install firmware. Should be this one. Yeah, there we go. So I made this whole section so that, like, in here, you keep your prevent cold extrusion, right? And then you just drop it right over top of all of that. And then all you have to do is select right here if it's a Bowden or direct drive. The average throat length is 25, but just, update that. Put in your Bowden length if you're doing Bowden versus no Bowden length, for a direct drive machine. And then it automatically will calculate for, in the filament change M600 section, your max length of extrude is based off of, just X and Y bed space, or the total of your Bowden length plus throat, and then adding 10 more to it to make sure you've already calculated the full distance so that you don't have to try to figure out your ramping speeds and distance. You could just enter it right here and then just resend it. So yeah, touchscreens are a bit laggy.
So you got 30 days
I don't know. I mean, I've already bought it, so I figured I might as well just use it. And it's the only MKS-based board that I've got, so I wanted to kind of see what the hype was about it. And, I mean, it's not bad. So I figure I might as well just, you know, keep it going. Alright, I like the safe zone. Calibration. We need to do this. Okay. Define 7 points. Alright, and then yeah, Baba.
Let's say you got two big, I don't know what they're called, but they're right down here. They got two big ones, one short.
Yeah.
I wanted to show you something. Since I have something, I'm going to show you.
Alright. Yeah. No, I get you, Tom. Resync this. There we go. Did I not? Oh, there we go. Huh. Did I mess up that section now? Yes.
So you were saying this shoe is 1.5 millimeters.
If that's the one that it was in, then yeah.
I think it's this one that went here. The middle one.
Yeah, so it'd be 1.5 millimeters in width, if I remember right. Because the filament is 1.75, so that fits in there, but it's enough to trip the optical sensor. Which is another thing I've been playing around with, is some off-the-shelf optical filament runout sensors. Just to make sure I don't mess up any of these if delta things here.
Wonder where the other hinge thing.
There we go. Go away.
You got this one, the 1.5,
Yeah.
but you're missing the one.
The 2.5.
Mm-hmm.
Look up there inside the printer, maybe. Like on the underneath the filament and the box and all that. If you don't see it up there right offhand, I'm not sure where it's at.
Where is the 2.5?
All right, let's see.
Probe.
Probe. Place that. Alright. So as soon as I get to this section that I noticed it changed, I'll hit you guys up, because yeah, it was definitely weird.
This is huge.
Yes.
10 millimeters.
And what I'm pulling from, just in case you're just coming in, it is the current working, running Marlin 2.0 on the HE3D. I'm just trying to update the config to the newest layout, make sure that, you know, I've got all my changes matched up here. Okay, so this is the one that got me. Okay, so I may have an issue. This is the other thing. Here is fine, right? To use the end stop uses the probe is using the min end stop pin, and it makes sense. But see down here, and I guess they changed it a little while ago and I guess I just never noticed it. But here on one of my other printers, it says Z-min probe end stop, not pin and then a number. It just Z-min probe end stop. And that option has now been depreciated in this newer version. So when you run it, it'll do the sanity check and it'll say that option is no longer there. But a problem that I have is a printer configuration that I got from a company that I'm working with. Their factory file, the one that they're shipping with, has that option, and they did base it off of the early version 2.0. So I was trying to update to the newest one, and I keep running into that problem. And I can show you later, but yeah, I keep running into that. And if I have that plus the SD card feature turned on, then it craps the firmware, and it says that there's all kind of with the UC glib or U8 glib or whatever, something with the screen is not compiling right, and I don't understand why it's having such an issue with going from, say, Marlin 2.0 5 weeks ago to Marlin 2.0 within the last 6 days. But we'll get to that one, provided that this works fine. Then I'll load that one up next, and then we can maybe go over that. Or we'll just get all the rest of the printers all fully updated to the brand newest 2.0, and then we'll loop back on that since we got time tonight. Hopefully. Okay. Yes, buddy.
I'm just wondering on here that somebody guesses about the.
Welcome, One Raz. What?
There's like.
Where it has my name? Yeah, anytime they mention me or my automated little ticker goes off, it'll highlight my name.
To make sure that that's where your
so
name
I see it. They don't see it highlighted.
But
if I put their name in it, then it'll show highlighted on their side.
So anybody's name.
You get to see your own name when you're logged in highlighted, so that it'll jump out at you that somebody's saying something and referencing you, so that you can make sure you pay attention to it.
So cool.
What is? Oh, the Allen wrenches?
No.
Oh, that it highlights your name? Yeah. It helps. Because then when somebody says something, you're like, oh, yeah.
I was really wondering if I can have my own live stream.
Your own live stream? Not yet. When you get a little bit older, then maybe. We'll have to talk about it. Sorry, Brian. Can't quite start all the way over. Yeah, there it is. That pause before deploy stow, that is an awesome option to have. Carl, Knack 3D Designs with the most awesome, coolest belt printer I think I've ever seen. You remember that one? That was that blue and silver one that had the big roller. Yeah, I wanted one of those coins, but every time I went by, they were either still printing, not available, or too many people around.
What?
So maybe next year I have to like hijack a coin. But I've got 3 of the other guys that in my own little personal Facebook kind of hangout group. They all want to build your printer. They keep showing me they're like, hey, I think I saw a video about a belt printer, and then I'll link all your stuff in, and they're like, that's the one, I want to build it. I said, yeah, I know, but that means like I've got 6 more printers that I need to build. I gotta save up money to kind of get all this stuff.
Even though
Oh, Earth is too far for me.
Even though you have to build my printer.
Yeah, I still gotta build his printer first.
Even though I'm gonna build a printer that's just like country's 30
Yeah, his country bow.
Yeah.
Well, no, sorry, the country hypercube.
Yeah.
Or country cube. I don't remember what he calls it.
And even though it's gonna be colored red, white, and blue, just like the American states flags.
No excuse. Earth is just a little outside my range right now.
You mean Murph? Or
no, Earth. It's on the East Coast.
I think it's heading west now.
I mean, if I can get the wife convinced to, let's save enough money to get a plane ticket to drive out there. I mean, a plane ticket to drive out there. Jeez. A plane ticket to fly out there. Because that's a long drive from Arkansas. I mean, it was a long drive just to go to Murph, but, you know, it was the cheapest way to get the kids to go, too, so.
So you just tried to get the shortest road that you could...
Do what?
That the GPS had?
To go to Earth?
Murph.
Murph, what about it?
Were you trying to take the shortest road?
Yeah.
So
But I'm just saying, Murph alone was like 13-hour drive.
well, it probably wasn't that far. It was like in Indiana.
Yeah.
I wonder if there was a shortcut to Indiana without taking...
Nope.
I thought that it just went straight all the way to Indiana.
Nope.
That's what I figured. Even though I was cleaning up the mess.
We are in Rogers, Arkansas currently, but we're moving here like in a month and a half-ish over to Springdale. I'm gonna help take care of grandmother that's in the area, which is kind of why we moved down here too. We're gonna be a tad bit closer to kind of help her out with everything.
Or just like this.
So we have a 9x9. Let's get that copied over. Well, you can still get a coffee. I mean, it's going kind of slow, so it's not like you'd miss a lot over here.
You know that? And you shine it like that, even on the back, it looks like a portal.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
I think that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's a Stargate portal.
But even though it looks like a flat Stargate portal. So what should I do with all these extras?
Well, it was only supposed to be 10 hours from here to Murph, but with the kids, they added on about 2.5, almost 3 hours to the drive with all the extra potty breaks, plus the dog was with us. So, yeah, if it was 10 and got bumped to 13, If that's 19, I'm guessing, then it'll probably be like, what, 22, 23? I don't know if I can be in a car all day long, literally. Like, I think I'd lose my mind. I was already having, like, too much caffeine energy drinks to try to keep me awake on the road.
Well,
But it is what, it's in October, right? I mean, like I said, if depending on if I can get the time off from work anyway, because apparently I've positioned myself that I'm the super dependable one, so I get hit with a lot of the side task projects, all that jazz.
maybe next time when we go to Murph next year, we might win a winner.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
And I can help you.
Yeah, you could help me.
But I still have 3D printed printer.
Yes, you're gonna have your 3D printed printer. I know.
I got that. I just can't live without a printer. That's funny.
Ah, what'd you hit me for?
I just hit you because I wiggle.
Because you wiggle a lot. So yeah, the boys definitely want next year Murph to have their own table so that they can show off the 3D printed printer, a lot like the country Hypercube. It's going to be the converted A8 into the Hypercube kind of project, but so he has his own printer, and then so he can show off his own his own prints, his own creations, some of the, whatever he kind of wants to print out, and then just have that all out on the table and all that jazz. So,
Really wanting to make my own maker coin.
honey, I told you to make your own maker coin. We've got to get a logo that can be printed. We'll figure it out.
But on your logo, you had a TD.
Well, it's just the parts from the ANET A8. It's not actually even using the board. It's actually going to be using the board and screen from the original X5S that I've upgraded to the E2 with the 32-bit board. So their standard 8-bit board with the big rotary dial screen, yeah, that's actually what's going to be there. So not so much of a fire hazard anymore. You know, I'm on the fence, and I tell you, all right, I don't want to cause any issues, but with the whole, was it DPT situation, design prototype test, that guy, like in keeping with all of that, Tim Hooglin, when I was by the ANET desk, and I was kind of chatting them up to get one of the packets, just kind of get some information on their new printers. I was asking them some of the stuff about the new E16 that looks exactly like an E12 to see like what they've upgraded, what they've improved on. And I mentioned that I had an E10, and then he completely turned the conversation into, oh, your E10 is very old, very old. You need to turn it in and get one of these. And I was like, well, that's interesting, but I want to find out what you've done to it. And then next thing I know, I kind of glance over because there's like a crowd showing, and Tim Hooglin is standing there. And I don't remember the name of the guy that was also right at that desk, and I heard that he was prepared for it, but Tim was like, hey, I got a present for you. And he was like, yeah, what is it? And he hands him a box, and then they pulled out a fire extinguisher, and he goes, just in case, since you're right next door to him and you don't want all your stuff going up in flames either. And then he just started cracking up, and then he walked away. And this is where I say I don't want to cause any issues. I was really torn because that was kind of rude. I mean, I get it that the printer doesn't have a good track record. Got it. But that's where I'm torn because, like I said, it was kind of rude, especially in a big public forum like that. He could have just like pulled them off to the side, maybe a few people, not such a big production out of it. But on the other side, it was funny. I mean, really, because that's like what ANET is right now branded for. And I know they're trying to do better and they're trying to reinvent themselves and all that. But yet, they're not putting anything out publicly of stop selling our printers. Or here's an updated hex file, recompiled firmware that's got all the safety fixes that you need turned on. Please upgrade. If you've ever gotten one of our printers, use this to go back to our factory specs with the safety things installed. You know what I mean? Like, that would have been a big thing in the community to just say, hey, we've got it fixed, so it's hard. Yeah, exactly. I chuckled softly, and then I took my son and we just kind of walked off. I was like, I'm not trying to be in the middle of this. And then I happened to tell Glenn, and he immediately was kind of the same thing that I was thinking. I was like, they're trying to rebrand, and that's kind of rude. And then the next thing I know, one of the other guys that was there, and I think that was the Edge of Tech guy. I'm not sure. I barely caught him. But he was like, oh, I got it all on film. And then he showed like the whole interaction. And I was just like, wow. I mean, it kind of sucks that, everybody has gotten to the point of really just branding assuming and talking about your brand as a major fire hazard. When, I mean, really statistically, if you look at it, is from what little research I've done, and I'm not giving real numbers here, this is just based off of what I've seen, only about maybe pushing it 5% of total ANETs that have been sold, moved, purchased, not sitting in a warehouse, versus how many reports of them causing fires. But yet, it's like taken over is like that's their brand. They're going to burn down, when it's really such a small percentage when you think about it. I've actually seen more posts, even here lately, of just bad user maintenance by not checking their thermistors, not checking the grub screws to make sure they're tightened. And that happens with multiple different printers. But I think I've only read, and I understand it's a jaded statistic, it's not the full story, it may only be half the story, or it may be greatly exaggerated, I don't know. But it only has like, what, maybe 10 reports that I've seen through the Facebook, showing, oh, well, I had a burned down house. But you didn't see the before pictures of the printer. So really, I mean, there's so many clones, and ANET's a clone too, that how can you truly say that's an ANET and an ANET A8 on top of that? I mean, because they're A6, E10, A8, and I'm sure probably the factory E12, they all have the same board with all the same limitations, assumably. I mean, since it's all down to firmware, I mean, if it's the same physical board, because I know for sure that E10 and my A8 have the exact same board. I mean, the serial number, the code number on all the stuff is the exact same, and the only difference in it was the firmware loaded on it. So, I mean, I don't know. It is what it is. They didn't help the situation by staying quiet and not releasing an update. but I get that they're trying to sweep it under the rug and just start fresh. Though, I mean, that's really and truly not the answer either. But I'll get off my soapbox there. Sorry. Yeah, they do use that board for a lot of stuff. Well, you know, that phrase of well, I mean, you can polish a turd, but in the end, it's still a turd. I mean, it's going to be what it is, no matter what nicety you put on it. I mean, I would definitely say that the ANET, since that was really my first that was my first kit printer, my second overall printer, but it was the first one that I built and used. I used it fine for 2 years with no issues, nothing like any of the reports that I've seen. Before I recently tore it down, I only just put a MOSFET on the bed. I mean, I upgraded it to a E3D V6 clone with the Bowden, but I was having some, you know, the frame bowing and wobbling and ringing and all kind of crazy stuff. So I finally I got tired of it, and I just started going to all the other printers. So, but it was a good printer to learn on. I will say that.
Were you talking about the baby
Wow.
blue keeper? Were you talking about the baby blue?
Oh, the baby blue. Yeah, the M3D Micro.
Was that your first printer?
Yeah, that was the first printer.
And then you got the A8. Did you? And then you got the A8.
Hold on, sorry, I was reading. Yeah, you know, if you look at it, the Tronxy did not need a MOSFET for the bed, but because I put the bed and it was a dual voltage, so the system is 12 volt, but the bed is 24. I put a MOSFET on it because I kind of needed to interface with the board. Otherwise, that wouldn't have one. My Costal Linear Plus right here, no MOSFETs whatsoever. The K280, no MOSFETs whatsoever. The E10, I've got a MOSFET for the bed only because that's where the A8 was in, and I had just put the MOSFET underneath, and I've got all the controls and circuitry all underneath. So I was like, well, I've already got all of that lined up under there. I might as well just leave it and hook it into the A10. Plus, it was the same board, so I was like, just change out the frame and leave everything, you know? White Knight is all 24 volt. That's cool. The K280 is 24 volt. The Tronxy is a split. The Anycubic is 12. And then the E10 is a double 12 because I split the Raspberry Pi and the bed on one power brick and then, or power supply. And then the control board, motors, everything else is on the other one. So I can have my Pi running all the time and then just flip on the system when I need to. It's a true MOSFET built in. Well, I would venture to say, Tom, that all of the boards have true MOSFETs. They're just really low capacity MOSFETs versus the standalones are a higher rating, so they can handle the better input of power. But you can also go larger as well. So I don't know that. I don't know. I think MOSFETs should be rated better for the bed connection, but I think they should try their best to design a board that has like fusible circuits or collapsible circuits, stuff that have more safety in mind. So that if you're going to use sub-questionable MOSFET, like say one that's only an 8 amp rated when it should be at least a 10 amp rated, and I'm just throwing numbers out there just to, you know, but if you're doing something like that where you're going just a little shy, where it might be putting more of a strain on it, one, those chips are fairly cheap. Why not just bump it up a little bit more? You get a better manufacturer deal by buying in bulk like that. You're making a safer product, but then maybe put in a collapsible fuse circuit while you're building this board to say, you know, if it pulses back wrong or draws too much, not only is the MOSFET one part of the equation to nominalize it, but to make sure that it doesn't burn out and stay open and keep heating, you put a fuse in that inline so that it will pop to say, no, that's too much draw, and then limit it right there. And then that way you can just pop out a new blade fuse, not even the full-size blade fuse, those mini ones that you put in cars. That way it's not taking up a lot of room. I mean, those should be, well, then again, those are probably not really readily available overseas. So maybe they do just need to do, you know, the full size. I don't know. Yeah, 24 volt would, in that essence, be a lot better. But really, I think the only issue that I have with a 24 volt system is that there's not enough 24 step down products. Like the Pi, I mean, I would practically have to do 2 step downs because the price of finding one 24 to 5 volt step down, even from a China vendor, is costs more than getting a 12 or 24 to 12 and then a 12 to 5. And I know you shouldn't do it that way, but I'm just saying, like, from the stuff that was in stock that I could get shipped over here, it's going to cost me more just to do it that way. And then there's so many options. I'm sure there was probably a cheaper one, but I don't understand enough about what they're writing on it to make it make sense that I could go, oh, that's the converter that I actually need, and it's only, say, $3 or $4. You know what I mean? Like, it just, yeah, they do. They need to make a 24 volt Pi. That I agree with you completely. Well, all the ones, Brian, that I saw, they wouldn't go all the way down to 5 volt. Like, they literally said you could do 24 volt down to, like, I think it was like 10 was like the lowest I could find that was in stock available. And like I said, some of the sub options and the way that they read them, it's a little hard for a non-electrical engineer to like look at it and go, oh yeah, that's what you mean. I mean, I went as far as the second little power supply. I know it's not in screen where you can see it, but it has a 12 volt 2 amp and a 5 volt 4 amp built. Like, it's a dual power miniature power supply, so I can run my LED lights and my Pi off of that one separate one, and then leave the 24 volt one to run the entire system. So I'm trying. There's some other stuff that, you know, I like. Yeah, RCNC. I think that's. We may have just talked about the same thing. Yeah, it would be nice if, like, say you can do, because I'm hearing there's some issues with the Prusa one as well, just because the NC board. But, like, how do I put it? If you make a board that is 12 and 24 volt capable input, then you need to have either a dip switch, a jumper switch, something switch that will allow, like, one of the output ports to say keep this one still a 12 volt. You know what I mean? Like on the MKS Gen L board, right? You could put 12 or 24 in, but then whatever you put in, one of that top port, one of the fan ports, matches. So like it has to be the same, you know, it's going to be the same in, same out. And it was like, okay, but now you're making it where, yes, you gave me a 24 volt system, but now I have to use all 24 volt fans, converters, everything has to be based off of that. And it just, if you're not going to put that much on the market, like LED strips, you know, to get a decent price, you either go with 5 volt or 12 volt. The 24 volt ones, and maybe it just, when I last looked, I mean, they're a little ridiculous. Well, crap, Brian, thank you for the link. Looks like I got now something else I need to buy. Well, but thank you for the link, for real. You know, as I'm reading that, Brian, yes, I'm hearing it like come out. You get a buck converter. All right, did I miss? Oh, okay, I think, yeah, we got all the rest of. All right, so configuration H is done. Let's close those and do the advanced. Where is my... advanced? Okay. Sorry, I kind of got distracted with all the talking here. Alright, so this one is mine. This is the one I'm going to. Okay. Alright. Oh, if you guys don't have a control board that can do these controller fans, they're pretty awesome. I love it. Well, I mean, save it, yes, but I'll probably not eat it tonight. My dog is like hilarious. She just has to be in the room with me. But yeah, I love these auto fans. You could control the voltage. Yes. Carl, I agree with you completely. I mean, it's like some of the stuff that, you know, everybody is wanting to put, well, I say everybody, a good 85% of people all want to put LEDs on their printer. A good 85% usually wants to go with a second fan. A good percentage of people already want to put an auto level probe. A good percent of people are going to change the hot end from factory stuff because the factory stuff doesn't quite meet the minimum requirements. A good majority of people are having to buy kits to do hot swappable plugs. You know, I don't understand why. I get from an electrical standpoint, the more junctions you put in, even if pass-through, you know, with no resistance or anything like that, I get it. It's another point of failure. But like with what Anycubic did with their was it i3 Mega, hot end, little tiny thermistor and heater control cable and all that, and it goes up into a board that's in the top, and you have one master cable that runs everything back. Why don't more printers already have that type of setup? It doesn't necessarily have to be in the hot end. You know what I mean? Like you could make a little mini box right at the back edge of the frame of the printer, even something like that, or at the top, somewhere on the frame itself, to make a little side control box so that you can take factory raw wire. You don't necessarily need to, have all of them with the quick connects, but like, have it where it's a shorter distance, so I'm not having to mess with the motherboard itself. Give me a little tiny daughter board that I'm plugging into, and make it where I can swap out parts easier if need be. I mean, I think that would, and then plus, if you're going to sell the printer, sell the parts for the printer so that people can buy spares. They can buy the upgrades from you instead of going, oh, well, you sell an E3D V5 on your machine, but I can't find any V5 parts anywhere anymore because it's depreciated. Well, then I need to go to a V6, even though the geometry is all going to be jacked up, but then you have no place to sell it, so I have to go third party, or direct to vendor, and then get the parts and then Frankenstein it together to make it work. And it just, I don't know, if all the companies, I know they're trying to be unique, but man, it'd be nice if they could all kind of get on the same basic principle, like computer cases. It doesn't matter what size computer case, they all have the cutout for the motherboard. And then every motherboard manufacturer goes, I will give you a plate that matches with our board, but it goes in this generic design. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that type of inter-cooperation, and since most of these companies are all in China, right down the street from each other, or sometimes in the same building, just on different floors, like, I understand that they want to be unique companies, but they're not. They're copying everybody else, so why not do something and set a standard by all coming together and make something a little bit more universal for the end consumer, so they'd be more likely to buy your parts because you're being willing to work with them better. I don't know, just my thought. I'm gonna stop chatting so much so I can finish this config. This is taking way longer than it should. I apologize. Alright, double click for that. Yes, C Pro offset. I don't have the graphic overlay. Okay. Yeah, alright. Yeah, I'm going to turn off that. Okay, there's my... I know it took forever to get to this, but this is the advanced resume prime. Yeah. Okay. All right. So in this section, like this is the variable from the front that I was talking about. So now your change, unload, and load length is based off of the variable in the very beginning that you put in your Bowden tube plus your throw plus the 10 more, and that gives you your total number, so that it'll already go the distance that you need it to go by changing the 1, and then this can always just stay right where it's at, and you don't really ever have to change it. But I also like having the manual load and unload. Was it 701, 702? It's pretty nice, especially with Octoprint. So I can just tap the button, it sends the code, and then I can load and unload my filament without having to like write code on how to do it, because it'll do the quick purge, so that it'll pull the tip and it'll be nice, and then it'll just undo the whole thing. Preheat. Pretty nice little feature there. All right, so that's all of that. Okay.
Yeah, kind of weird problem. All of the Alexas are kind of
Echo.
versions, but I plugged in one from the kitchen into the kitchen. It won't turn on. Theirs won't turn on even though it's plugged in.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on.
Okie dokie. All right. Let me get this copied over. Paste that in. Yes. Overwrite. And then. Okay. I get a little OCD with my layout, but yeah, I like having a full sketchbook with like all the different Marlin pieces separate from Arduino itself so that I can maintain multiple boxes. Oh, is that your video of your 7-minute condensed build of your entire thing, and then having that super sweet, awesome right into the box? Yeah, I saw that video. That was outstanding. Coolest video I think I've seen in a while. So yeah, I love doing this. So I can just go to my sketchbook, and I've got all my Marlin in one folder, and then I can select what version, like if I still had 119, or like I have all my old ones too for when I was messing with the other. But yeah, I can just go in here and go right into my Marlin, and then it basically opens up a new window. It's already got my stuff in there, so then I can just compile and let it go. Alright, I'll be right back. I'm going to check on the Alexas. Apparently they're having some issues. All right, there we go. Tanner, what's up, man? Oh, appreciate it on the visit on the phone, though. Delta radius, yes. Redefined, yeah, okay. Yes, I know it's going to replace it. That's cool. Well, whatever time you have there, Tanner. Appreciate it. I mean, even just checking in is perfectly fine. Come on. Yes, how many times are you going to tell me about setting the auto calibrate? Jeez. I'll have to look back at that timestamp and see what you're talking about, but either way, I still thought the video was really, really good. I mean, it's different seeing it in person than, you know, just watching it on video, but I did like how you swapped it right at the end of you showed all black extrusions and then you swapped to the first prototype silver one to make that drop in the case. Or was I not supposed to notice that part? Alright, only 58%. Don't you love that? Okay, so I did think about, let me do find PID. Figure I might as well go ahead and pull my current PID so it just goes that much faster. And then send that on. Alright, 13.93. 24. 39.8. And then wait, which one? Bed. It's 2. Okay. If equal to 1. So this is oh, alright. 2982. And 27932. Okay. Sketch. Export. Well, you know, I would say it was still really cool. I mean, regardless, I think black, silver. I mean, being the fact that at Murph I got to see both of them, and I think that's the only reason that I truly noticed that part. But you were definitely right. That fuel line, right? It's the high end fuel line. Can't remember what you call it, but that part for the extruder that looked cool. Well, see, now you just gotta like kind of half edit the video and change it from a single one going down, or leave that in and just get the same thing with the black one and just have that one go down in there too, and then swap that in. High pressure braided stainless. Yeah, that thing, that looked nice. Now the only other thing that might be cool, though it'd be purely aesthetic, would be getting some of that, was the EM wire? Was that what it's called? It's like the same wire stuff that James from Print and Play put on his Ready Printer 1 thing. You know, that thin light up wire. If you kind of, I don't know how you would make it without like a twist pattern, but you could do like a long twist, or even just like a straight line, you know, from the extruder into the wire set. Excuse me. I think that would be kind of cool too, but I mean, that's purely visual. It has nothing to do with like trying to suggest that the printer doesn't look just cool as hell just as is. I mean, that'd be the only other thing that I could even think of that might add to the cool factor. Other than that, I mean, geez. And if is there any possible ETA on Squire? EL wire, that's what it's called. Oh, yeah. Do 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 do. Come on, finish compiling already. That's the only thing that I don't like about Arduino, and it, when you do that, when you tell it to export, it just recompiles anyway. It just doesn't even care that you just compiled it. I mean, I wish it would do the, oh, you already sent everything. Now I'll just convert it into, you know, a hex file. Like, because it's doing all the same exact step. It's just adding that last command at the end to package it up for you. Anyway. Oh, da, 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 da. Oh, I'm still learning Fusion too. I've made a few parts. I'm still working on my new cooler design test because, yeah, I already had it melt. But this is for the Tronxy X2 E2, excuse me, the X5S E2. I'm trying to build a custom cooler. This was like version 3. I'm on version like 6 now, so we'll see. What is going on? Why is this not connecting? Or did it connect? Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, it connected. I just wasn't reading it right. There we go. Alright. So it is, and I love this tool, firmware updater. See, where did it save it again? Oh yeah. Man, it is with the sketchbooks. That's the one thing I like about having it also in with the sketchbook, is that like now I can just drill down and find it pretty fast. Yeah, Carl, that would be right. Get the sponsor to pay for everything. You said you did it all in the Microsoft Designer, right? I don't know. I don't know. Ah, see, I did it. Watch. Unplug the touch screen, and then to do it again without disconnecting or anything, just reopen the file, re-hit flash, and watch, it'll work this time. I was nervous, Carl, about doing Fusion myself, but after I kind of ran into a limitation trying to build this thing in Tinkercad even, and like I had to layer it. So I had to like build all my stuff, split it, combine, restack, then combine, and then it would start making the vent holes where I needed them all. It was like so many steps to get it to do it right. I was just like, the hell with it. And I went into Fusion, but Tinkercad has a direct export, but it still makes it just like you do a regular import. So like not all the file was there and it wasn't all editable. So I just scrapped it all and went fresh and just started drawing straight out. And I was watching tutorial after tutorial of, okay, now I know how to hook this part in. How do I hook this part in? And just kept working with it so that I could try to figure out what I'm doing wrong. All right, so it's flashed and reconnected, ready to go. And I really like the auto script, since like it auto does. Here, I'll show you too. This Flashware firmware updater plugin. Configuration post. So I've already got it to do the EEPROM clear and tag on the screen that the firmware was updated. So then I know that it fully ran. Well, Carl, I don't know a whole lot about the Microsoft file. I'm learning Fusion, but I would be more than willing to assist where I can. If you want to send me any of the files, I'm more than willing to try to see if I can help convert them from the Microsoft into Fusion and give any tips that I learned along the way of how like to work with the file if you would like. If not, and you want to keep it, you know, a little closer this early on, I understand that too. I mean, I can't guarantee anything because, I mean, like I said, I'm still learning, but I'd be more than willing to help you out with that. I mean, mainly my plate has been full with learning Marlin better so that I can push it to the printers better, make stuff a little bit easier for everyone involved. Because I know everybody keeps doing the, oh, well, it's Marlin 2.0. It's only 32-bit compatible, and it's not. It's made to also be compatible with 8-bit boards, and so far it's been fine. You just got to figure some of the nuances since it's not an official release yet, you know. But that's kind of what my day's been consumed with, plus waiting on the new parts for this stupid dual extruder chip tube firmware that you can't change hardly anything like Marlin. You have to do it all by G-code, but then they don't really release a manual on what the options are, so I'm having to figure out a lot of things. And then S3D is just not what I thought it would be for dual color. The prime tower for me sucks. The fact that I can't move it anywhere and I can only, you know, adjust it in one direction, like it's not being smart. And then I got on the, I think I got the, what is the other file somebody sent me? Hold on, I got the name of it here. The Switch was supposed to do well, you know, with dual color or more, but because of the restricted firmware as well, it makes it where that doesn't work very well. And it's supposed to dynamically prime all the nozzles a lot like the Prusa does, but then I tried to do slicer PE and configure it for this thing, but then it doesn't talk right. It's a real pain in the ass. So I'm hoping their new heat block that they're sending me that should have come with it will fix a lot of these issues that jam issues that I'm having and priming issues that I'm having, but you know, it is. True. No, I understand, Carl. Like I said, it just, I don't know if I'd be able to convert them. I mean, if you only, say, want to give me 1 or 2 files, or if they're on GitHub, you know, I'll take a crack at it and see if I can find a way to convert it, you know, just to see if maybe that would help you out. I don't know. True. Hey, if you want to go out and get, you know, a professional to do it, at this point, I mean, that might not be a bad idea, just so that it's already done and done way better than, you know, even I could do. I would have to agree with Tom on that one. I think because you were part of the community and putting stuff out and then drop this, I think that would be um, picking one file at a time and converting them and sending the pull request of you. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, then I'll do that. But yeah, I think you might actually have success on Kickstarter, to be honest. Because of how much coverage you're already getting at Murph and now possibly Earth. I mean, yeah, I could see that. I mean, the interest is there. You've got a workable design. Like, it's not just concept and, oh, let me get a partial demo that Well, this was off of a belt printer. No, you actually showed what it was doing and it's working. Even if it's not 100%, I think that alone shows that you've got a well-rounded piece that you can actually work really, really well with. But then that's just, you know, that's my opinion. All right, let's get these raw documents saved off so I don't lose them. Is this one mine? Nope. Okay. Ah. Copy that and put it in. Pending patents from Black Belt. Eek. Well, I mean, a belt, a belted printer can I mean, is that what you're talking about with the pending patent? I mean, I can't imagine that they would approve that to be something that is belted unless they're talking about a very specific mechanism that they use to make it belted. Because I mean, you designed everything. I mean, just kind of looking at the design, right? I mean, they shouldn't be releasing any of their stuff if they were already pending a patent. You know what I'm saying? Like that I don't know. That how much does it cost to go LLC? I guess I would try that. Just so you could say, "Hey, I'm already in LLC." So alright, we got that one done. Alright, who's next? Let's do... So I need to get the KLP done. I keep wasting so much time on that. Close out these other files. So we've got the Marlin configuration, which was HE3D, and we're doing Anakuba Castle. Minimize these pages for you guys. Alright. Yeah, very true. Jeez, I didn't realize it was that expensive. True. The only thing that would come to mind then, Carl, would be talking with the Railcore guys, since, I mean, they put theirs open source, but then a company is now making the kits. I would say maybe at least just pick their brain, see how they did it. If they did it in LLC form, or are they doing, hey, we take no liability because all we're doing is pre-shopping for all the parts, but you could just do it yourself because it's open source anyway. I mean, I wonder if maybe you have some leeway with that part of it. Alright, so that could be a way to go too. And yes, if you see any similarities between the HE3D and the Anycubic, that's what I built it from, because I loved a lot of the just select this option and then it works. So I based it off of that. Alright. This will be V5. This would be that's the one thing I do like about this program is it highlights all the changes so you can go that much faster. Do. Well, RCCNC, I guess better late than never. Do. Yep, I need to use my updated code. Oh, duh, it's already right there. Alright, this was 620. Recompare. Hey, no problem. What printer are you working on, if you don't mind me asking? I mean, you see what I'm working on. Okay, so let me just cut that. A little bit. Modding of 4 Max. Oh, nice. Well, I gave up on doing coding myself in high school, even though I was in a business computer programming honors class that I practically slept through, but I convinced the teacher somehow that I knew a lot of stuff. And then I hadn't touched it forever. So now I'm back doing it again with Marlin. Ah. Yeah, everybody was telling me that I should have stayed with Repetier for the HE3D, but I guess I had one of the odd units, or somebody played with it units, because mine only had, excuse me, Marlin 1.01 or 1.10. I can't remember. It was an early model of Marlin, and I was just like, well, it passed the initial calibration test, so all the hardware works. I'm like, nope. I'm going to update that to the newest version of Marlin, and I had 2.0 put straight on it because I was like, I'm not going to mess with trying to figure out anything else out. I'll just start it all the way. Worked for me. But yeah, I mean, I just muddle my way through Marlin 2, but I've been learning more as as I keep dabbling in it. A lot of stuff I know that I just don't even need to mess with, some that I do. I really hope I didn't leave that as a -10 on my other one. I probably did. Have to go back and fix that. Hello. What's up?
Set the paper in.
Sure. Is there Formax's enclosure pretty good? And everyone, this is the other half or the better half, just in case you're
Better.
first coming in. Just converting the Marlin code over to that newest version. But now I'm doing for the console since I never get around to it. Might as well so I can get it printing again.
Cool.
Tom said, "Hi, Techie Mom."
I need to make a shirt.
Yeah, you do.
Except for I'm not really techie, so it wouldn't really fit me.
Well, you could just say like, "Techie Dad, the better half." That way they don't ask you really any questions.
Or just techie dad's wife.
Yeah,
Don't
Techie
ask
Dad's
me any
wife.
questions.
Yeah, I just do that right on this
Mhm.
shirt. Auto bed leveling. Oh, it's UBL section. I'll do that LCD bed leveling. There was a couple of DaVincis that I saw like on OfferUp and Facebook Marketplace when I lived in Dallas area that were going for like 100, maybe 120, and I almost thought of buying one of those just to gut it out, but have a fully enclosed, case that then I can put a printer inside and start playing with it. Shirt should say I'm with Techie. All right, Tom. Have a good night. Well, you could almost like, unless you're using all 8, I mean, you could kind of almost like customize it a little bit and then just put it up on the market for sale. Or take out some of the customization that you've done and put it for sale. They're all custom line work, yeah. I still have not really printed any ABS other than when I had that maker farm for a little bit, but it just smelled too much. And being in inside the house printing, I mean, I don't have a garage to print from yet, so right now it was just kind of work for me kind of a thing. Yeah, I got to redo that.
Mm-hmm.
Or do more on it, I should say.
Yeah.
Okay, so the rest of that is all the same. And I need that one. Oh, this is camping. Oh, this. Okay. Oh, it's on the other sides.
I don't get how you do this.
What?
It just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I get coding and all that, kind of, but.
Okay, so really, that file only needed a few things. That's good. I mean, I know ABS is a lot better for props and stuff, but I only make right now like either printer pieces or little knickknacks that stay in the house. Like none of it even goes in the car, so. I don't really have a reason at this point to really do ABS, I guess. Going on my Thingiverse page. Not Thingiverse page itself. There we go, Twitter.
What's it doing now?
Compiling the firmware. Well, Mr. Buttram is a glooped backer.
Alright, well. Y'all have fun.
Oh yeah. Where's your? There we go. Oh, with all the infinite notifications. Yeah, James had that earlier too. Good luck on clearing those out. We'll be doing it for a while. I'm wondering if this is the same kind of thing I ran into on the other one when it did this. It found one code, and then all of a sudden now it's like there's an error, and I'm like, I don't understand why you're having an error. There's nothing that like changed. Oh, so much fun. Alright, well, let's get a file preheating in there. Okay, maybe not. Ugh. I gotta finish that new screen panel. Oh, it's over 100. Oh, okay. I don't have anywhere near it. Nobody messages on my stuff. Of course, I only have like 4 or 5 things anyway. Exit status 1. Okay, so what did you have a problem with? Well, why did you use the one from that and not from that? Okay. Elif with no expression. Oh, okay. So apparently I wrote some code wrong. Alright. Get this. It's not moving as wide as it should be. Great. So I messed something up. Well, it's definitely on my list of things to make eventually, but you know, I gotta get this Mark III clone or real one taken care of first, and the kids printer before anything, and then I can start worrying about the palette, and then yeah, you know, there's so many different things that. But yeah. Alright, so I messed up some of this. Alright, define that. Define that. So I messed up somewhere. That's alright. Sometimes I just talk. Oh, well, poop. There's one of my issues. Okay. So if I did, what is it, ANET, console plus, is greater than 0, then do that. Otherwise, so I need to flip that over here, flip that, and here, go. You know, save, close. I think what would probably be safer at this point, figure out what I messed up, is to go to the examples. Since they already have the causal whole thing, and that's what I base the updates on, might as well just take a look from there. Sometimes I feel like I purposely make my brain hurt for no reason. See, that's weird. Why would you put all the deltas in one folder, but you already have the Anycubic in another? Like, that just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Alright. Let's compare these two. Probe for no probe. Got it. Alright. I'm gonna have to fix that one too. Man, I can't believe I messed up the load on that firmware. I'll have to check an old copy. See what I messed up. Okay, if the causal plus right is greater than 0. Oh, I don't know what you're doing here. That. Otherwise, we'll have the printer named Anycubic console. There we go. Elif and if. Okay. Yeah, see, off of that, Carl, I definitely would have to put that on the later on plan. But it's still going to be on my to-do plan. Don't count me out. That may be what I messed up right there, was that else right there. No, I can do else. Okay. So, any of the others up here. So that could just be it. Else. I don't need those on. Got that. Cut out those two lines. Something else. Yeah, I'd say the mosquito would probably be pretty good. I mean, it looked phenomenal. Okay, so what did I miss here? Okay, yeah. Fade level height, okay. Beyond the grid. Don't want that on because I don't use it. Okay. That would be interesting. I mean, if they're saying that they would, that might be something to look into. Definitely. Okay, so it's not the configuration H file, it's got to be the advanced. Because I haven't. Alright, so that was commented out. Alright. Turn off arc support after talking with, what's his name? Scott Latine. They were saying that it didn't really matter. I don't want a home before a filament change because that's asking for issues. There's nothing else on here, so there should be no reason to be getting that. Well, it's on Twitter to make a coated nozzle in a different shape. Never said I was turning them down myself on the lathe. Oh, are you just talking about like making it like the block and everything, like just smaller capacity so that it can go on that 45-degree angle? Let's verify. Ah. So are you saying like to do nozzle style like that? Hopefully that's coming in focus enough. Where it, I guess, is a lot, like barely any nut piece. Yeah, well, I mean that's the style that they're using. The CR10, S4, S5. So I'm guessing, yeah, that's like a Mark 8 style. I don't even know the difference between all of them anymore. Got like ended up back when me and CC Tree were under good thing. They were sending me like all these returns and extras, and rather than ship it back from the States, they were like, you can take it off of our hands. I was like, sure, send it. Just keep me on your list. Anything you guys don't want, just send it on over. They sent me a couple packs of nozzles, and then they kind of just stopped. Just cut off all communication with me. Like, all right, whatever. To be honest, I never even got to see a mosquito like really up close. I only got to see a little bit of their video way back when Chris demoed it, and then when he did his installation video. That's like the only time I've really seen the mosquito. I mean, it's a very interesting concept and everything. It just, my printers work for what little stuff that I do, so I didn't really push it too far. Welcome, TNT Rider. How you doing this evening? Loading a library for a temperature. What? Any cubic cost else console bed equals 2. So you're having an issue with extra tokens at the end of an else directive. Oh, because I changed it from the L. Okay. Define fossil bed. Please. If fine. That's probably the one right there that's causing all this issue. Alright, fine. Ah, congratulations. Fire the heat break threads in from the backside of the heat block so you have to use. Yeah, you do you were doing YouTube gaming. Nice. Well, it still shows me. You're still sitting at 99. Wow. Okay, well, here. There's one more for you. Oh, I just did a refresh. But we'll do it again. There. Reload. See? On a reload, it's still saying 99. That could just be my broke ass connection to the YouTube. It's all right. It probably is. It's probably just my connection is acting up. It's not unheard of. Let's see. Where is... Let me go studio mode. Let's see if this works. I like going here. Yeah. Take me anywhere. Bam. I love this live counter. Are you talking about the custom name like in the URL there, Nat? Because they made that 1,000. Or are you talking about just changing like your channel name, like this part? Oh yeah. If you're talking about URL, they made that 1,000, not 100. Because I've been waiting on mine. For a while. Let's see. Come on. Nope, I got one of those, hey, you called us out comments. What? Yeah, this is the weird error that I'm getting on one of my other files, too. Where it starts talking about, like, the serial port and something, like, being wrong, but it's not saying what. But then it says, like, this part, where it's using 2 different pieces, and it's having a problem compiling on that, but that's the right board for it. I don't know. Sometimes this Arduino compile stuff just gets a little weird. God, my internet's going slow tonight. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Yeah, I like this little, I did a cutout on all of them so I could get all the main people. I haven't updated this in a while, obviously, but like I gotta add some more folks to the list. There we go. Alright, no. I need YouTube settings. There we go. Alright. Oh, they did change it. Oh, sweet. Oh, 1,000 to be monetized. Well, I just went in and changed mine, so now mine is just /TechieDad. Yes. So I don't have that long coded number now. Yeah, but see, TNT, you're on the gaming side versus non-gaming. Non-gaming, I think you have to be 1,000 subscribers to get monetized, but gaming side, they treat it differently because you're doing the essentially like you're competing with Twitch, so they're making it a little bit more practical and easier for you to get monetization because of that. Well, mine just said I can claim my new name and just yes, accept, and then bam. So now I gotta just see what else it says it's gonna do. No, I'm not trying to change my thing there. My channel. See, it still shows the long channel name right now. So I wonder how long until it actually updates. It'd be interesting. All right, all right. Jeez. Let me copy. Paste the duplicate. And then go in. No, you're right. You're right. Come on. What are you doing? No, that is not what I asked you to do. I need to add a new browser source. And this will be YouTube Mac. Add a new source. And then I need to that. Copy that. 400, 400, 10. 400, 10. Copy filter. Paste filter. Bam. That's how you do it, Mr. Knack 3D Designs. Already got Brian Vines up there. Yeah, got him. Let's see. Anybody else on this channel? Because these are, and no offense, they're TNT writer, but this is like the fellow 3D print side of the things. It's the only reason I'm putting them on there. Oh, Knack just got a new one. You saw that number just jump up? Yeah. Wow, that's not bad. Almost 300 people just from that video. It's pretty cool. I can do another page. These are easy things. Yes, it is a live updating. see. We'll do another one. Browser source. Because I got to add all the other guys in here. So, YouTube. Llama. We'll add the llama in there. See what is his, where's his page? There it is. But yeah. I went ahead and inspect on my sub count, change it 1.3. But see, I can always just create another page like this too, and then just do all the non 3D printing channels that, you know, support and all that. So I'll probably do another page and just throw it in there. But I mean, this primarily, like I said, this was mainly for 3D printing folks that have, you know, have their 3D printing design channels, you know what I mean? So, but yeah. Yeah, I asked him. He said he's been extremely busy with work here lately, so, but he is doing good, just busy with that and the family. So, you know how it goes. Where's the SD support? I bet you if I take SD support off, this thing will validate just fine. Well, if that's the case, not saying that I'm upset that you're here, but if that's the case, then how did you find me? I mean, I'm not offended if you, you know, I'm not like the greatest at all this either. Jake, do you do any videos? Let's check out your channel. Jake from State Farm, you only have 21 people but no videos. Come on, man. You need to do some videos. That way I can put you up on the list. Oh, Hangout stream. Yeah, cool. Well, at least now I know my tags are working. That's pretty nice. But yeah, we do this, Oh, come on. You and Steven should, like, cohort on a channel to, like, just get after people. Just throw some, you know, I got you or think about it channel, you know. But no, yeah, we do this, oh, you're doing lithophanes? Yeah, definitely, man. Make some videos of it. Post them up there. I mean, hell, I'm only doing live streams. I've got videos in the work. I mean, like the few unboxings, but let's see. I need to do like a channel intro video, a new like well-rounded intro. Like once I start like my stand-up intro, then the little mini video, and then me actually going into it. And then I want to have one for the outro part. And then I've got like ton of projects in mind. I just never record any of them. So I need to start doing that. That live counter is, and I will put it in chat. Livecounts.net. And then you can basically put any channel name in there, and then you can see what their live counter is. That's what that is. I just trimmed the whole page down to just be right around the number so I can stack a whole bunch of these. Nice. Custom URL. Good job. I need to do lithophanes. Really do. I like them. I did one on my ANET that came out really good, and then the next one I followed up with didn't look quite so good. But after I get all these re-imaged and reconfigured, then I'm going to do more. There you go, buddy. One more. And you have the big 5-0. Well, 5-0-0, but you know what I mean. There's some people on here that are on my YouTube list that are oh, there you go. Nice. There you go, Knack. There's your 500. There you go. I'll even write it. Congrats on the 500. Woo! See, look, what I tell you. I disabled the SD card support even on the factory board, and now all of a sudden everything is working. Yes! I mean, I'm just saying if I could get double the entries, because I mean, I did put out this nice little board all right here to show where people are at, you know, hey. Hey Carl, I would even be fine with just a square. You can make a little tiny one, that's fine. I'll print little things. Oh, come on. Why are you going to do this to me? I'm going to delete. That is crazy. It won't even let me type it in now. Oh, come on. That's what I was typing in. There you go. Just tweeted about it. There you go. Bam. Oh, which most liked video was that? Would that be this one? Because this is just a live stream. But if you like it, hey, that's good too. So the plan is once I get, gosh, I can never get these directions right. That number is mine. So if we can get that to say 200, I'll be doing another giveaway. Now, granted, I haven't been on very much, so you know I kind of understand the lower numbers, but yeah, that's the next goal. Oh, okay. On your about in your channel. Oh, okay. So in your channel, you got most liked video. Cool. I only see 1, 2, 3, 6, 7 videos, if that's right. Otherwise, they may not have show search rankings. Oh, your face reveal. Oh. It was nice to meet you too, sir. And where's my bucket? I got all my Murph goodies. Bam! And I got to say, that's the Galaxy Black? That's the Prusament one? Gorgeous color, whatever it is. All y'all's prints look so much better than mine. I'm like really jealous. Well, all of them except for the crazy bottom on that one and the like half torn up. I know it's not focusing very well, but yeah. Don't know what happened on that print, but Prusa Black. Still looks good though. I still think that one, hard to see. The Murph 2019, but it's the got one that's got the multicolor. Because I guess somebody, I don't know if this is a straight like multicolor one or if it's because they did like a bed full of them kind of a thing. But either way, I still like these. These are pretty awesome. Oh. You guys were pretty close to each other, if I remember the layout. Oh, he would have been closer over by the LDO motors. And so, like, I think a half partition over, right? Man, it's such a blur now. No, you guys should have been really close. Yeah. It was kind of a blur. I mean, just going back and forth with how many different printers and everything else, trying to like see everything. But yeah. Well, and Carl, that's mainly because we're remembering one specific thing that we had a question on, and you're trying to remember everybody that asked you those questions. So it's a little different. But yeah. I was standing there talking to Zimmy for probably a good 5-10 minutes, asking him all kinds of things about his printer, and then he was like, "Oh, hey, you're Techie Dad. Yeah, I've been on your stream a couple times." I'm like, "Oh, okay," because I can't remember all the names that come up. My brain does a dump. Like after I go to bed, after these live streams, I don't remember half of the things that I talk about. Sometimes I have to rewatch my own stream to even remember the stuff that I was talking about. If I don't put it on my board right here beside me, I'll forget. All right, Brian, don't work out too hard. Exercise the mind, but don't forget about the body, and definitely don't forget leg day. Hey, no problem, Ryder. It's always good to just throw some extra subs out there, you know? Yeah. My memory is a lot like the computer RAM. When I shut down, man, it's gone. It's a very volatile memory. Oh. Alright, well that compiled. Let's see if I can send it real quick before we sign off. That's weird, Carl. Yours is saying yours is on the gaming side as well. Your address is gaming.youtube. That's interesting. Same with Llama and Jake. Huh. That's weird that it would put it on the different side like that. Yeah, well, Brian just got a sub, so I don't know how well that's gonna do there. All right. Again, go to channel and go to desktop. So see, like that symbol up here in the corner is for the gaming, and then if I pull this down so you can actually see it, see, it's saying gaming.youtube. But that's just from right-clicking your name in the chat and saying go into channel. That's the side it's going to. That's why I say I just thought that was a little weird. Because like when I go, mine straight up just says YouTube and then it has my channel ID. But I know it before, like when I was first signing up, it was doing my live stream. It was saying that I was on the gaming side as well. And I was like, that's really weird. Why would you put me on the gaming just to stream? So I don't know. I mean, it still comes up either way. Don't, you know, it's not like I was trying to point out that there's a problem or anything like that. I just thought that was interesting that yours is got the little gamer icon there. See if I even go to my kids. So yeah, it does this weird thing. Oh, looks like they're going to be combining it. This is Chrome. I have a dark theme on it. But that's interesting. So I guess all of these gaming things will... The gaming channels side is going to get merged just into regular YouTube. Oh, okay, so they're changing it to youtube.com/gaming. Okay. Yeah, I can see if I just go to my kid's channel. Yeah, it's... Let me pull it down. Even on... Even on his, it's just youtube.com and then the channel piece. Now, while I'm here, let me go to the... Huh. I don't know. Maybe that's a interface that they're doing, like you can't see what the same people see on the other one, unless maybe go to a in private window in Chrome and then just Google search, like, you know what I mean, like go to it without... It's weird that it was throwing me on the gaming side. I don't know, maybe that's because they're shutting down that part of the server that it's acting all crazy. There we go. Alrighty. You have fun, Carl. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out. Zimmy, forgive me. I'm bad with first names, unless you want me to just call you Zimmy. But this is Streamlabs OBS, and I personally found it to be 10 times easier than regular OBS, mainly because it's also lighter weight, so it's a little easier on the computer. But I think the menus and the layout pieces, like what I've got, were extremely easy to set up. It's a lot of click menu, select, and then bam. And then as you see, like how fast I can add this part in. These are just browser little mini windows, and then I've already got it filtered so that it... Oh, did we lose? Alright, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? It says on my side my mic is going out. Can you hear? Did it just drop out of sound for a minute? Huh. Oh, okay. I don't know. Could be a YouTube thing. Could be my computer thing. Could be an AT&T that likes to screw around with me all the time. Oh, speaking of which. So I'm going to be coming up with a video in case anybody wants to see it soon. Let me get the thing going up here. When was this last? Ooh, so this was updated as of like 3 minutes ago. Come on. Move over, Excel. Thank you. Yeah, I don't need you to do that part. Where is view? Freeze pane. Freeze the top row. There we go. We'll go to desktop view. Alright, so I have been running. Yeah. I got it. This is from my Dropbox. Thanks. So this is an automated free ISP upload download checker. And as you see, I run it like every hour, and I have been since February 26th. Let's get all the way down to tonight. There we go. Look at that upload speed. 64 megabits. 307 megabit download. Not too bad, right? Come on. Sign in. Yeah, I know. You're almost there. Almost there. Sign in. Yes. Finish. Come on. We got to finish. Sorry for the delay. Just trying to hide my my account information part. All right, so I'll just bring it a little bit into frame. Nope. Why do they do that to me? Okay, there we go. That doesn't have any incriminating evidence. There we go. Look at that. Starting with a 1,000 megabit connection. But yet, look at these. It's a fiber connection. I should be getting, as they said, a minimum of 650 up and down. And if I go in here and what is it? No. Where is it? Data. That's what it was. Filter. That way I can sort it by my largest speed. Look at that. That's the maximum I've been able to hit is 400 down. Back on the 21st. Or if I go here, the highest upload I've ever been able to hit since I've been tracking this is 229 on the 28th. and it's just crazy. I'm already in talks with them to get money taken off of my bill because I'm paying for a lot better connection than this, and I'm barely even getting the 300 megabit package. I mean, with a little bit of overage, and I mean, it's ridiculous. I'm paying for a hell of a lot better connection than what I'm getting. But to kind of bring back a circle, this was all free. It's running off of a virtual Raspberry Pi, and it auto speed tests, writes it in this log, and then this log uploads to my Dropbox, so I always have a copy of it, and does it every hour. And then I can take this and show it to them and be like, look, here's the data proof that I'm not getting anywhere near what I'm paying for, and this is ridiculous. And I've got a history of it. I've already had you guys replace modems, fiber converters, and you don't want to do it, then you're going to start giving me money back for not delivering even half of what I'm paying for. Because I'm paying for 1,000 and I'm not even getting 400. Come on now. But anyway, Zimmy, that UFO box upload that I put, that was for March that I got way back. I just forgot to upload it, and I finally remembered. The new boxes are shipping out Monday, if everything goes right. I've already got my tracking number, but he wasn't able to make it all the way on Friday to drop all the boxes off. So he said because of one of the vendors took a little bit longer to get him stuff even onto Friday, so he was packing this weekend. So Monday morning-ish, he's supposed to be taking all the April boxes and putting them in the mail so that they'll already be coming out. He was going to do it before Murph, but, you know, we all kind of voted and said, yeah, just go to Murph and we'll deal with the boxes after. So, but I do need to hit him up and see when I get my shirt, because I haven't gotten my shirt yet. Ethan, I appreciate it, but I don't do song requests. I mean that's cool, but I mean I'd rather if you are liking my content than sub. But really and truly, I'm not gonna play a song just to get a sub. I'm not that worried about it. If you like my content, by all means, sub and hang out. But, you know, if we get there, we get there. If you unsub, you unsub. I'm not desperate or going to change a lot of what I do or how I do just to get subs. All I'm stating is once we get that number to 200, then I'm going to do a 3D printer accessory part something as a giveaway. I've already done a couple, but you know, hey, we'll grow when we grow and we'll stay still when we stay still. I mean, I'm not stressing out about it. But I appreciate you stopping by. Like I said, if you want to sub, by all means. But I don't play any music on my stream. We just kind of chit chat about printers, and when it's not tonight doing firmware updates and me screwing it up, then we try to show off prints or do some installation stuff. So, but yeah, I have a plan for a live build next weekend. I got to get approval first before I can make a whole lot more official announcement, but that's the rough plan, is to do a live build this coming up weekend. And again, once I get approval, then I'll put more information out there about it. But I don't know. Just kind of hang out, do all that stuff, and we'll tinker more. I've got a bunch of little stuff I got to catch up on, print out, attach, all that great stuff. But anyway. Well, guys, it's about that time, so appreciate you stopping by. Thanks for being here. Look forward to next weekend. We have the Alien 3D monthly box for this past month, for month of March, posted on the channel. If you guys want to check it out. The kids are going to be doing their lithophane project for February, their March LED project, and then we'll figure out what April is, and then probably include that project. So they got some videos to come up too. So, oh, the auto rewind. Yes, I want to do one of those too, because this big printer, as you see, I've got the spool sitting here, and it tangles up with the long 600 mil height. It gets all crazy on me. So yeah, I definitely need to do one of the auto rewinders as well. So that's awesome. It's pretty cool. Mine won't be the new small set. I'm gonna do the full big one, unless the small one has fewer parts but can do normal size spools. So I don't know. We'll figure something out. But anyway, again, thanks for being here, and we will check you again next week. Y'all have fun.